Yo, what's up, guys? It's Ben10clem here back with another episode of the Ben10clem poll. I'm sorry, this is coming out super late. I'm still sick. I just wanted to push this out before this weekend's poll. So this is meant for last weekend, which I just couldn't because I've been sick and I still am sick. So I will be muting a lot and coughing a lot, so I apologize. Alright, well, we're gonna go and get started. This one I'm skipping over. I will end up doing a mix of me just going over my poll, but we'll also do combining the AP poll and the college football playoff ranking comparison as well. So now that we're in that era, so here we go. So after last week's rankings for the games, Oregon at Wisconsin barely won. They almost lost 16-13. That game was, I don't know how to put it, pitiful. The number one team in the country, if I go back and check the spread of that game, there's no way they should have lost. It shouldn't have been that close. Because let's see, the spread was. Did they get rid of it already? Okay, no, it was a 13.5 point spread in favor of Oregon. Yeah. Don't get it. They were lackluster performance. Same with Texas, which is why I dropped them 2 spots as well. Both of those teams were kind of disappointing to me. I just wasn't. There wasn't a lot to go off of there. Texas versus Arkansas was 20-10. I mean, you win by 10. It's better than the game you had against. Better than the Oregon game, but still. Let's see. The spread of this game was 13.5 as well. You almost achieved it, but it still wasn't to the point where I'm like super impressed. So we'll see, but right now we got Ohio State at 1. Number 2, we have Indiana. That's a little controversial. They're 10-0. I think they're really good in the Big 10 right now. I mean, they play Ohio State this weekend. I think that's going to be a fucking insane game. I mean, it's at Ohio State. I feel like, I don't know what they have the spread being of this game. I'm actually going to check because I haven't checked that yet. The spread of this game is 10.5 point favorites for Ohio State, which is interesting. Some noticeable things to point out is when Ohio State played Nebraska, it was 21-17. And when Indiana played Nebraska, it was 56-7. Yeah. There's just the teams that Ohio State played and then the teams that Indiana played that Ohio State played. Indiana just did better. They're exceeding the expectations they have. They're second right now in the Big 12. Ohio State is third, Penn State is fourth, Oregon is first. If I could see Indiana winning this one. Indiana has been playing great. If they continue to be playing great and play a lot better if they play better than they did in the Michigan game, I definitely think they can win. I think it's going to be a really good matchup. I think it could really depend who wins the Big 12. So, yeah. So 1 through 5 is Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, Penn State, Texas. Now going through 6 through 10, we have Alabama at 6. They played Mercer. It was nobody, but moved them up. I dropped Notre Dame one spot. Yes, they won against Virginia, 35-14. But I mean, it's Notre Dame. I'm not super high on them right now. They'll end up going and playing Army, which should be interesting. I mean, they already blew out one service academy school. Can they do it to the other? Probably. So I'm expecting to see Army drop out of the rankings unless we see something crazy. Now at 8th we have Ole Miss. They were on a bye, but they move up 2 spots. Georgia, we now have number 9 back in the top 10. They played Tennessee 31-17. They played really good against Tennessee. I mean, the first half was kind of Tennessee's game, and then second half, always Georgia comes out and plays a lot better. Number 10, I have Miami at 10. They didn't play, but they move up 3 spots. Tennessee drops to 11, so they dropped 4 spots after their loss at Georgia. Then I got Boise State staying at 12, even against their win against San Jose State, 42-21. I have Texas A&M at 13. I really think they're a little low in the AP poll right now. They have them at 15. I have Clemson at 14, SMU at 15. Those two have not changed for me. Clemson beat Pitt, and SMU beat Boston College by 10. They struggled, so, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting to see. Colorado at 16, they move up 1 spot. Moving up 3 spots is South Carolina. South Carolina beat Missouri 34-30. Was a good game, close game. I think South Carolina is on fire right now. They're definitely going to be a hard team to stop. Hell, I think Clemson's going to probably lose to them, to be honest with you. But, I mean, we'll see. It's going to be a good game. Now we'll talk about BYU. Everyone's saying, oh, they're a top 10 team. Been telling you for a while now. Never been high on BYU. Here's your reason why. They lost to Kansas 17-13. I mean, Kansas has been upsetting a lot of teams in the Big 12, but not high on them. Haven't been high on them. Dropping them 9 spots to 18. Army staying at 19. 20, newly ranked Tulane. Tulane's looking very good. They're 9-2. They just blew out Navy at Navy 35-0. Definitely a very good team right now. Arizona State, I have at 21. Newly ranked, back in the ranking, by the way. They beat Kansas State at Kansas State 24-14, so Kansas State drops out of the rankings from that. I got Iowa State at 22. They played Cincinnati 34-17, had a good game. They still stay in the rankings. They move up a little bit. That we actually have them the same as the AP, and I can show you guys here in a second. UNLV at, Memphis I have at 23. They don't have them ranked in the rankings right now, but I have them ranked at 23. UNLV I have 24, which they're 23. They beat San Diego State 41-20. They're 8-2 right now. They're looking really good. I don't know why the AP poll still has Illinois in the ranking. Is it just because they're in the Big Ten? I don't know. I don't think they deserve to be in it. I put Georgia Tech at 25. I know that's super controversial, but Georgia Tech is a team I think that plays and surprises people. I think they're better than what their record says. Because Georgia Tech, I'm pretty sure they're 6-4. If we go check out the standings real quick, Georgia Tech is 6-4 at the moment. Same as Louisville, but I really do think they're a good team. They're the type of team that you could expect a close game or a losing game at the same time. Like, they beat Miami, and I called that game ages ago. I think they deserve to be ranked after that game. So yeah. And right now they are currently in a weird match, a Thursday matchup, ACC matchup. NC State at Georgia Tech, and it's halftime. Georgia Tech's up 13-7. But will be factoring in for next week, by the way. So that doesn't really matter right now. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and talk about the teams that dropped out. The teams that dropped out are Louisville, LSU, Washington State, Raging Cajuns, and Kansas State. Louisville, let me check who they lost at Stanford, which makes it even worse how Clemson got shit on by Louisville, because Stanford is literally one of the worst teams in the ACC. So Louisville out of the top 25. Washington State lost to New Mexico at New Mexico out of the top 25. LSU, pretty sure they played, right? LSU played at Florida, lost 27-16. They're out of the top 25. And Kansas State, how we talked about, they lost to pretty sure it was, I just mentioned this, my brain turned off, Arizona State. So yeah, that's all the rankings. So we had the biggest losers, obviously BYU dropping 9 spots, Tennessee dropping 4, Texas and Oregon dropping 2, and Notre Dame dropping 1. So we got a good bit of changes, some interesting changes. I think there's a lot that could go pretty interesting after this. There's only like 2 weeks left of college football. We're on week 13. And week 14's coming up. And then week 15, which is the Army or bowl games. It should be interesting to see how everything goes. But yeah. Anyways, that's that. But we're gonna go over the rankings. And I will go ahead and compare the rankings here. So let me bring up this and hide my webcam for a second. So as you guys can see, this is the playoff rankings. You got Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Indiana, Notre Dame, Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee, Boise State, SMU, BYU, Texas A&M, Colorado, Clemson, South Carolina, Army, Tulane, Arizona State, Iowa State, Missouri, UNLV, and Illinois. Illinois and Missouri, get them out of the top 25 over 1,000 times. They need to just get out. Then we look at the AP poll. Same top 5. Really almost same top 10, but they have Georgia at 8. I think Ole Miss is better than Georgia right now. Let me go into the rest of this list as you guys can see it. But yeah. And then the coaches poll has Memphis ranked, which I appreciate that. I really do think they should be ranked. They're 9-2. They're doing pretty good. Other than that, everything else, yeah, looks pretty good to me. But let me know what y'all think about these rankings. We got the college football playoff rankings that are going to be interesting, and they're going to be interesting to see how everything pans out. But that's going to be week 13 of the Ben10clem Bowl versus the college football playoff poll is now what we're going to name the title. So, anyways, I thank you all for watching, and I apologize for the late upload. I've been sick, and sorry for the coughs. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.